Cruelty is not an idea. It's not a person. It is a series of decisions made by people who are responding to others. Human beings, we have a natural sense of cause and effect, a natural sense of desire for justice, and a natural sense of our own ability to judge how important our pain is compared to the pain of others. But we are not superior to those who are cruel to us. We can just be a bunch of new cruel people if we think that we can make that decision. Throughout history, there's a trend of valuing ourselves, what we think, and who we know above other people's sense of value, who they know, and what they value. But there's this old Hindu saying about Dharma. Someone who prefers their children to the children of others, that person brings war. Or when one views or values their children more than others, than the children of others, then war is near. There's a lot of cruelty throughout history and throughout the world in general, on a regular basis. It destroys the hearts and minds of those who can move beyond it. And the vast majority of humanity can move beyond cruelty. We can see beyond the confines of a situation or our supposed dichotomy with another idea, group, or people. Because cruelty is that chain. It's not something that just springs up. At least the majority of the time, it's a chain of cruelty. And as the chain gets longer, the memory gets shorter. You remember recent slights against yourself, your family, your idea, your faith. And the ones that are further back that may be important links in the chain that we do not consider become more and more obtuse, less acute, less specific, and they become generalizations. And right after they become generalizations, they are forgotten. The further back you go. I think that what fights cruelty is not necessarily compassion, though yes, compassion fights it, and not necessarily memory. But taking heart in your own value and not letting that dwindle because of what happens to you or what you experience. If your sense of value is very high, that chain probably can't strangle you. There's a lot of people that think that because they're so important, or this is what they think to themselves in their mind, conscious mind, not subconscious, that they are so important. They are just as important as everybody else. So when they are harmed, when they are acted against, they want to reinitiate or reinforce their own self-importance without thinking that their own self-importance never diminished. They only decided that somebody did diminish it, which the vast majority of the time, somebody else did not. We only decided that we needed to reinstate our own self-importance, our own value, rather than considering if it ever was diminished in the first place. Cruelty is a game that, if we're going to move forward as a species, we're going to have to stop playing. That doesn't mean you shouldn't defend yourself. That doesn't mean that you shouldn't fight for your rights. It just means that maybe punishment of others who you feel like are taking these things away can be done away with. And the experience of your rights and your value can be gained without the punishment of others. Cruelty is a remnant of animalistic behavior that, of course, is in us. Naturally is, because we're animals. It is in many scriptures, an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth. And as you know, an eye for an eye makes the whole world blind, and that is true beyond just the Abrahamic faiths. What is it to be powerful, or to value yourself, and to reclaim that power and that value without hurting someone else, without fighting? It can be the way of the Tao. It's the way of water, of allowing something that is so definite, so dogmatic, that is so still, that is so there, but stationary, to be wilted away by the force of your own moving on, moving beyond. You can be that water. And if cruelty is the stone, this jutting stone in a stream, that we as human beings can make a river, can make a torrent, we can wear down that stone by moving on and not holding on, remembering, but not holding on to the actions that we view were against us, our group, our people, our understanding, our philosophy, our faith. Just move beyond. And if enough people move beyond all these jutting stones of cruelty in the torrent of us not making it our gravity, but moving beyond it, these stones can be worn down. Cruelty can be worn down by not being a part of the chain of stones in the torrent of human progress, if we decide to increase the ferocity, the vibrancy, the speed of the torrent of moving forward beyond perceived slight, even if these slights are real. The actions in the world are a chain, and the actions should not create stationary monoliths of cruelty that we might call this or that belief, or this or that vendetta. Flow. Become the Tao. Become the energy. Allow yourself to be the individual who is a part of it and is not the jutting stationary stone of ego. That is how we move beyond cruelty. That is the nature of cruelty. It relies on the fact that we can't move beyond, but that is exactly why we must move beyond to destroy it. Thank you very much for watching. I hope this was interesting, and all of you have a wonderful day.